Here's one of the latest interviews from Rock and Metal Revival. If you want to hear the whole show, go to rmrshow.com. From the brand new House of Lords CD called Indestructible, that's a song called Go to Hell on Rock and Metal Revival. And brother, I love that melodic hard rock sound that House of Lords has.
Great riff, man. I like that it's such a nice love song to start off the album with. It really is,
yeah. It's a great Valentine song. And we are proud to have on the show with us today lead vocalist of House of Lords, Mr. James Christian. Welcome to the show, James.
How you doing, guys?
It's great. It's great to have you on the show. And I just wanted to say I've been following House of Lords since back 89, 90 era, and it's really great that you are still putting out music here in 2015.
That's good. I'm glad to be still around and be able to do it.
Well, this new album, Indestructible, is just kicking ass and taking names. You guys got to be pretty proud of this effort.
Absolutely. You know, you never see them coming when you're doing them, you know. You just never know which ones are going to be the ones that stand out. And this one did, from the first song right on to the last one. We knew we were on to a really special record. And we're just going to run with this record as long as we can, and we're going to tour on it as hard as we can and just keep the band alive.
Now, this is your 10th studio album, and this lineup that you currently have has been together for 10 years. Have you seen a big change in the way that you guys approach going into the studio?
Yeah, the biggest difference is now we don't go in with so many questions as to what we're going to do. We just kind of go in and we approach everything as if, you know, it's going to happen the way it's supposed to. We don't say we're going to write this type of song or that type of song. We just come in with ideas. We like to come in with, like, riffs. Jimmy usually brings in a riff. We'll start there, and that's how a track gets built. And once a track is built, then I like to work on melodies. But I don't like to do it the other way around. Some people like to get melodies first before they put music to it, but I like it the other way around.
So was this recorded with tape, or was this recorded digitally, like the...
Digital.
Digital?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my big question for you right now is, you know, with rock music going the way it is, I see a kind of a turnaround for melodic hard rock here in the States. It really never left in Europe, did it?
Never. It never did. As a matter of fact, in some areas, I think it even got stronger. In the States, it definitely took a big hit. And I never could understand it, but I always knew that eventually things always do come around and become popular again. I mean, it happens with clothing, it happens with shoes, it happens with lots of different things. Why not music, you know? So at this point, I think we're experiencing a little bit of a revival where people are, you know, starting to realize that there was a great little era of rock and roll that they were either a part of or that they discovered. So we're jumping on the bandwagon right now. That's for sure.
Well, I know here on the show, one of the more popular House of Lords tunes we have is your cover of "Can't Find My Way Home." Did you think that would be as popular as it is?
Yes, I did. I did from the moment we did it because, you know, again, one of those times when you do something, you know it, and it's right, and you just go, this has all the elements. It gives me, as a singer, it gives me the goosebumps that I get when I hear songs that do it to me that way, you know. I don't get them that often, but on Can't Find My Way Home, when I heard it from top to bottom, I knew it was a winner. And so did the record company, and so did Gene Simmons, who was actually the man who pushed us to release this as the first single.
Nice. So do you ever get sick of singing it?
Never.
Never? Cool.
I never get sick of singing that song. Now, I sing Love Don't Lie quite often, and I could say that I would probably get more sick of that than anything. but I never get tired of Can't Find My Way Home. It's one of those songs, bless Stevie Winwood for writing such a wonderful melody, and just the topic itself is so calming. I don't know, something about the song. And I sing it, I definitely go back to 1988.
Yeah. So how much other influence did Gene Simmons have on the band at the beginning there?
Oh, my God. His hand was in everything back then. I mean, from the moment I entered the studio, he was in the studio with me when I was doing my lead vocals. He took me on all my promo. He literally was like the daddy, you know, just For me, I was the young guy in the group who was the greenhorn. I didn't really have much experience, so he gave me quite a lesson. In like a month's time, I was ready for everything.
That must have been kind of weird. All of a sudden, you're in a studio with Gene Simmons, who's pretty freaking famous, man.
Oh he was really fucking famous, for sure. I mean, but and back then he was to me too. It took a while before I could actually just speak with him and forget about who he was, and actually absorb what he was telling me. Which he gave me a lot of great pointers as far as interviews and how I should look, clothing, what I should wear, dress-wise, and actually when I was doing my vocals, some of the expressions, because my voice had a lot of different things that I could do with it, and he honed in on the fact that I had an edge on my voice, and he said, "Never lose the edge," and that's what I kept at all times. Even if it hurt, the edge is what really identified my voice.
Mm-hmm. Well, earlier you said that you're going to be heading out on tour on this album, and when's the tour supposed to start and kick off?
It starts in August, and we're doing 2 weeks in the States, ending at the Whiskey on I believe it's the 17th of September. I'm sorry, the 11th of September.
Okay.
September 11th. Is that right? I got to look that up.
Didn't know there was going to be a quiz.
I did. Yeah, I try to remember the date at the Whiskey, but I'm just gonna go to the Whiskey A Go site and see what it has there. Well, but I'll find that out before we get off the interview.
Well, I mean, is it hard now, James? I mean, you've been doing this for how many years to get out there and go on tour? Is it hard on your vocals?
Yes, more now than it was before. Mm-hmm. But you have to expect that. I was maybe 30 years younger.
Yeah.
At one point, so things do catch up with you. But we pace the tours a little bit better. We're maybe two days on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 2 days off. It's makes it so you can do what you need to do.
There's been a lot of package tours going out, like Kiss and Def Leppard and stuff like that.
Yep.
Or is there a band you think you guys would match up with perfect for a big co-headlining kind of thing?
Yeah, we've actually been speaking. Our agent has been speaking with the people for YNT, and that seems to be a really good bill. That would actually be a great match.
Oh yeah,
that would be that would be a great bill. Now, go ahead.
I found the date is September 11th.
Okay. I guess my question would be no big festival dates this summer.
Let me just think. We do have one of the biggest mother of all festivals in Japan on October 10th. We'll be at Loud Park in Tokyo.
Isn't it something how Japan really has taken melodic hard rock and they just love it there?
It is amazing. I mean, I just wish. And the States used to be like that too at one point. I mean, there wasn't a day you couldn't go by that there wasn't a concert going on or something going on in the industry. But it's not that way here. It's still that way in Japan. It's still that way in Europe.
Yeah, they've been kind of keeping metal alive for quite a while now.
Yeah. Yep.
So
sure.
So now, James, if people want to get the most updated information about House of Lords and check out stuff, where would you send them?
I send them to my Facebook page because that's where I visit the most. I have a website which somebody actually runs for me, but sometimes it's not always completely up to date. But my Facebook page always has what's going on with House of Lords, any dates, interviews, shows in the States, shows in Europe. It's the best place to go.
Now, I've been listening to the album for the last couple days, and my question is, the song Stand and Deliver, you think that song could have benefited from maybe adding some cowbell?
Well, I don't know. We should ask Who is the guy that's the mother of all cowbells?
Will
Is that
Ferrell?
Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
You
sounds
could
like
try.
it just sounds like he could have added a little bit to it. It would have really to close out the album too. Yeah, you know.
That Mississippi Queen vibe. I got you.
Exactly. Well, James, we have been honored to have you on the program. Like I said, I've been a House of Lords fan since back in '89, and this album is incredible. And we're going to play another track off it called 100 Miles Per Hour. You want to tell us a little bit about this?
Basically, that song is just about people who are, trying to release themselves from all the tensions of life, getting in the car, forgetting who they are, and just going 100 miles an hour. Sometimes you just have to get away. And that song is just, just about release and stress relief.
So it's not like a real slow song, or
Yeah,
it's not a power ballad.
It's not a power ballad, no.
All right, well, we're going to crank this up, and we want to thank you, James Christian, for coming on Rock and Metal Revival.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radio's on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.